Well, Delhi woke up today to Demolition Drive playing out in the riot-hit area of Jahangirpuri. North Delhi Municipal Corporation deployed 9 bulldozers. On record, MCD claims that this was aimed at targeting illegal encroachments, but that this drive was concentrated in the areas which saw communal clashes over the weekend raises questions. Now, fearing the worst, MCD action petitions, in fact, were moved before the Supreme Court. Dushyant Dave appeared before the Chief Justice of India's bench in Supreme Court and sought urgent relief. Meanwhile, Kapil Sibal, appearing for Jamaat Ulama-e-Hind, raised the issue of bulldozer politics against those facing criminal charges across various states, even outside of Delhi. Now, they argued that this demolition drive, which was taking place in Jahangirpuri, was unconstitutional and illegal. They argued that a sufficient notice of up to 15 days is required under law for such demolitions. Now, what is the law in question? Well, the applicable law in this case will be the Delhi Municipal Corporation Act of 1957. Under this act, Section 343 very clearly governs the powers of the corporation, number one, to demolish, and number two, the rights of those facing demolition. Now, under this Section 343, which covers demolition, there are 3 key takeaways that need to be borne in mind. Number one, the section very clearly provides for a notice of anywhere between 5 to 15 days. Number 2, Section 343 explicitly bars any demolition without the relevant show cause notice. And number 3, the section gives a person facing demolition the right to appeal the order before an appellate tribunal. Now, the council suggested that none of these safeguards were in fact followed in today's demolitions. At exactly 11:02 a.m., taking note of these arguments made by Dushyant Dave and Kapil Sibal, Supreme Court decided to stay the demolition drive. The Supreme Court bench, headed by the Chief Justice of India, directed for a status quo to be maintained. However, it would appear that this order took almost 2 hours to travel from the Supreme Court to Jahangirpuri as the demolition drive continued well past 11:02 a.m. With no signs of either the MCD or police paying heed to the Supreme Court orders, the petitioners had no choice but to resort to approaching the Chief Justice's court once again at 12:19 p.m. Now, this is where the petitioners argued that the Supreme Court order had been very widely reported in mainstream media, but seemingly had absolutely no effect on the MCD or the police. The Supreme Court then went on to reiterate the order and asked the registry to communicate it very clearly to the mayor, number one, the MCD commissioner, as well as to the police commissioner. It is only after this second round before the Supreme Court that the message finally reached Jahangirpuri and the MCD halted its bulldozers. Now, the attention tomorrow will now shift from Jahangirpuri to the top court. At around 11 a.m., the Supreme Court will hear the petitions that have challenged this demolition drive. While one plea raises specific questions on violations of the Delhi Municipal Corporation Act in Jahangirpuri, the Jamaat's plea will raise much broader questions about bulldozer politics to target those facing criminal charges. This plea will also cite instances of bulldozer politics in states such as UP, MP and Gujarat. Now, this will be the first time that the Supreme Court will scrutinize the issue of bulldozer brand of justice. Now, will it pass muster, or will the Supreme Court demolish grounds for using bulldozer politics? Tomorrow, the Chief Justice of India will have a few tough questions to answer.